The Australian Grand Prix may have been cancelled today, but racing goes on here at Buckmore Park Kart Circuit as over 30 drivers have gathered for the first round of the 2020 Summer Pro Series. Around half the grid returns from the 2019 series, including two of the three category champions from last year, joined by a group of intrepid newcomers for this 1 hour race on a cold but so far dry evening here in deepest Kent. One of the newcomers has set pole position overall in the Superlight category. Number 10, George Hannay, starts on the pole alongside a race winner from last season, number 13, Fraser Brunton, with Will Taylor and Ethan Bishop filling the second row ahead of the quickest lightweight class driver, number 19, Rob Jones. But there are problems for number 12, Jake Taplin, the reigning Superlight champion. He had trouble in Q3 and lines up only 10th on the grid. Paul Gasson, the reigning lightweight champion, is absent for this round, and Ollie Smith, the reigning heavyweight champion, has moved up into the lightweight category. Rob Jones should be a favourite on the number 19 for success in the lightweights, while number 3, Alex Jones, who lines up 15th overall, is the quickest in the heavyweight category with the blue number plates. Drivers making final preparations then. The red lights are on, ready for 60 minutes of karting around the Buckmore Park circuit. All the drivers really looking forward to this one, getting first day back at school in the 2020 Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series. The green light is on and away they charge down towards Conway Corner for the first time. A good start by the number 10 of George Hannay. Great start up the inside by number 24 as well, Harry Nottage. He's going to be in among the leading group. He's going for third overall there, side by side with Fraser Brunton into hairpin 1 for the first time, but it is kart number 10 of George Hannay from pole position who leads the way through the hairpins for the first time. Will Taylor on number 9 up in second, and Harry Nottage, first of the lightweight class drivers with the black number plates, has got ahead of Fraser Brunton and the number 8 of Ethan Bishop. Behind them number 31, that is Sean Keywood from 6 on the grid up the inside as they come down towards paddock corner number 9. Will Taylor takes the lead away. We're only half a lap into the season. They're bumping and boring already, these half dozen karts at the front of the field. Into Garda for the first time, back to the inside goes number 10 of George Hannay, and this is just the first lap of the season. They're leaning on each other. Over the curbs goes Hannay as Will Taylor robustly defends his lead up towards the completion of the first lap, and Hannay's on the grass there almost as they come through. Harry Nottage is up into second place overall. Great start by the lightweight class leader, but it's number 9 of Will Taylor who has got the lead. Nottage in second, side by side now with Ethan Bishop. Where's he come from? Up the inside into hairpin 1. He goes second. I can't keep up with this already, and we're only less than a lap and a half into the new Summer Pro season. My goodness. Jake Taplin's already up into 7th place. He's on the back of this group as they head down through Pullman's and towards Paddock Bend for the second time. Number 9, Will Taylor, the early leader. Up into second is Ethan Bishop on kart number 8, both newcomers to this series this year. The 24 of Harry Nottage, the leading lightweight, in third, and as expected it's Alex Jones, who started on the 8th row of the grid. Number 3, who leads the heavyweight category. His heavyweight rival from last season is one place behind him, Ollie Smith, won that title in the heavyweight class by just 1 point last year by taking fastest lap in the final round. But there is a new scoring system for this year's Summer Pro Series. Battle is on for third place. Number 10 back into third there of George Hannay. In fact, down to 5th has gone Harry Nottage, and a challenge for the lead there from Ethan Bishop as they go into the S's. He doesn't quite manage to make it through. Number 10 still in third, George Hannay. He's got ahead of Fraser Brunton, and back to 5th has gone Harry Nottage after his banzai start straight down the inside off the grid. Will Taylor leads into Garda for the third time in this 1 hour race. 31 hanging on in there as well of Sean Keywood, second of the lightweight category. Less than a second covering the first 4 karts last time around, but a very long way to go yet. Almost side by side there heading into Conways as Bishop got forced to the outside by Will Taylor. He'll try an inside run this time into hairpin 1. Can he take the lead away? Yes, he can. Well done, Ethan Bishop into the lead for the first time. Side by side now for second place as the number 10 of George Hannay starts to fight back. Hanging on behind them is Fraser Brunton, who had a round win in last year's Summer Pro Series. Finished third in the Superlights category points. The Superlights, remember, have the yellow number plates, the lightweights the black ones, and the heavyweights the blue plates. Down to the bottom of the circuit, up towards Garda corner. Ethan Bishop, the new leader, looks for Will Taylor on the inside there. There's the 31 of Sean Keywood hanging on at the back of this 7 kart group behind Jake Taplin. Had trouble in qualifying 3, only managed to start 10th, the reigning Superlights champion. absolutely together over the line. Just a tenth of a second in it between Ethan Bishop and Will Taylor. Here comes the number 10 of Hannay as well, the pole sitter. He's going to go up into second place, into hairpin 1. Well, that's clearly the favoured overtaking spot today. And fair play, Harry Nottage, the 24, hanging on to the quartet of super light drivers ahead. They're side by side as they come down towards the S's. Can Will Taylor retake the lead on kart number 9? Yes, he can. He's retaken it as they go down towards Pullman's. Down to second goes Ethan Bishop. Now can George Hannay get a place this as well? And Taplin's in there as well. There was nearly a bomb burst of karts there going into paddock corner. Side by side the lead. Back up the inside goes Ethan Bishop. He retakes the lead once again. Well, if this is the standard of racing we are going to see over the course of this Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series Championship, we are into some real treats this season. We're only 5 minutes into this 1 hour race. They're treating it like a 10-minute sprint. This is brilliant. Ethan Bishop on kart number 8 leads the way. Second is the number 9 of Will Taylor. Under threat there from the number 10 and the number 13 of Fraser Brunton. They could be 3 wide into hairpin 2 here. That was close. Brunton looks like he's got round into third place. Indeed, he has around the outside of George Hannay there. This is excellent racing from the superlight category at the front. Jake Taplin's now joining in as well. And it looks like Harry Nottage may have got back ahead of George Hannay in that shuffle through the hairpins as well. We'll pick that up in a second. Brunton in third. Yes, Nottage is up to fourth, and Jake Taplin may well have come through into fifth as well. Yeah, George Hannay's been shuffled back to sixth place ahead of Sean Keywood on number 31, who's second of the lightweights. Third in the lightweight category, number 25 of James Lee. He was fifth in the lightweight points last year. Fastest lap of the race by Ethan Bishop, 49.666 seconds for the number 8 kart. The first quartet's now just beginning to pull away a little. Jake Taplin's in there as well behind them. Showed in fifth place as they cross the line there. It's a little further back behind these 4 though. Through they go. There's Taylor second, Brunton third. In fact, that's a back marker in there, I apologise, behind the first 3. Problems there for the 14 cars of Alessandro Leo, we caught a glimpse of, pulled up there. It's number 11 of Kelly Wilson is the other car that was in there being lapped, just keeping out of the way of the leaders. There is Wilson, number 11, and 25 going well. That's James Lee, has caught Sean Keywood now. He's caught Harry Nottage, so battle is well and truly joined among the lightweights, but the quintet of super lights has pulled away. The heavyweights still led by the number 3 of Alex Jones, who has lost out to his rival from last season in a different class this year, Ollie Smith, who shed some weight over the winter to make it into the lightweight category. It could be one of the favourites there. Problems there. The 25 of James Lee gets spun out. Contact there in the shuffle. He was fighting for the lead of the lightweight category, but he's a long way down the order now. Lee has rejoined after that spin though. A bit of contact there coming out of hairpin 1. It's Ethan Bishop who leads the way on kart number 8 and pulling a couple of lengths clear now of Will Taylor and Fraser Brunton, who are slugging it out for second place. Fourth is George Hannay. Jake Taplin, after his troubling qualifying, is up to fifth. It's going to be very interesting to see how the reigning champion comes through here over the course of this race. There is a bit of a threat of rain in the air as well. Hopefully that will hold off and this fabulous race can continue. It really has been a fabulous race so far. We're only a few laps into it. I'm expecting just over 60 laps of racing here at Buckmore Park in this 1 hour period. Fair number of changes in the pack caused mainly by that spin for James Lee. He's dropped down into 16th position now. Lost about 10 seconds as a result of that spin. There's a yellow out at Pullman's. The drivers acknowledge that was somebody off on the inside of paddock corner. Couldn't quite see who it was. Oh, there's a problem. The 5 and the 23 tangling up. Number 5 is Neil Strachan, one of the heavyweight drivers. 23, Adam Highland. They've got themselves going again. The leaders come through out of Senna up towards Cafe Corner, then onto the straights once again. 52 minutes of the race still to go. Drivers need to preserve their stamina a little, I think, after this frantic early battling. Here comes Fraser Brunton. Had a win in last year's Summer Pro Series, won the second round in April, and he's going for second place here. There's a spin there for the back marker as they come through. That was the number 17, Liam Eaton. Trying to move out of the way for the leaders, but spun out instead. No harm done, he'll continue. Down through Pullman's and the Symes sweep into Paddock Bend. There's the left-hander at Pullman's, into the right at Paddock. There go the leaders, Bishop, Taylor and Brunton. They pulled away from everybody else by almost 4 seconds now. George Hannay still fourth. He's just under a second clear at the line of Jake Taplin. Harry Nottage still leading the lightweight category, but only just ahead of a newcomer this year, number 21, Luis Apiagie. Hope I pronounced that correctly, incidentally. Adam Harrod is up to third in that class, and Rob Jones, who started on pole for the lightweights in 5th overall, back in 9th place and 4th in class, didn't get the best of starts, Rob Jones. Sean Keywood's dropped back as well, he was 2nd in class, he's down to 5th now, ahead of Ollie Smith in cart number 26, the reigning heavyweight champion. Then we've got the heavyweight class leader, number 3, Alex Jones, who suffered the agony of losing the title to Ollie Smith in that division last year by a solitary point. So he'll be the clear favourite for heavyweight success, I would suggest, this season. Meanwhile, the leader's down into Garda for the 11th time. Fraser Brunton, if anything, has lost a little bit of ground there to Will Taylor in 2nd place. See what the gap is between the two leaders as they go over the line. It was 0.3 of a second last time around. See a few spectators looking on from the terrace area outside the cafe at Cafe Corner. The gap is up to 0.412, so he's pulled out just a few hundredths of a second there, Ethan Bishop, on that last lap. Fraser Brunton has indeed dropped back 1.3 seconds off the lead now. We look at a battle between the 21 of Lewis Apiagier and the 18 of Adam Harrod there. This is the fight for the lead in the lightweight category. Harry Nottage, number 24, is leading it ahead of Apiagier, and Adam Harrod, number 18. Had a tryout for some circuit racing at the end of last year, had a test in the RSCC Fiesta Junior Championship just down the road at Brands Hatch. Continuing with his karting, which is good to see. Meantime, Ethan Bishop continues to set a good pace up front. 23 seconds covers the top 20. 20th place Nick Atkins, number 4, who's currently 2nd in the heavyweight division. We're 10 minutes into this race, just under 49 minutes to go. Through Henry's Bend they come, named after the late Henry Surtees. Alex Jones has dropped a couple of places, but still leads the heavyweights category. He's 13th overall. Jake Taplin, the number 12, has pulled ahead of the lightweight class lead we're watching now. 24 Harry Nottage, 21 Lewis Apiagier, number 18 Adam Harrod, the top 3. They're about 3 seconds clear of Rob Jones on cart number 19. There is Jones heading through Paddock Bend. He's got 2 carts up behind him, Sean Keywood and Ollie Smith, the number 26. Starting to break up into little 3- and 4-way battles now. Great performance from Harry Nottage. He made a lightning start and was 2nd overall at the end of the first lap, in among the super lights. He'll be happy just to be leading his class though, but he's only just ahead by a few tenths of a second from Lewis Apiagier and Adam Harrod, the number 18. Adam competed last season, was 6th in the lightweight championship. We say about half the grid here today, 16 drivers to be precise, raced in last year's Summer Pro Series. 24 sideways there through Pullman. Harry Nottage really throwing the 24 kart around. Tom up front, the lead gap has come down a little. Ethan Bishop 0.2 of a second clear of Will Taylor, and they are pulling away from Fraser Brunton. Jake Taplin's pulling away as well. Taylor, in fact, has just done the fastest lap of the race, 49.225 in 2nd place. The lap speeds are starting to fall now, well into the 49s. Could we see a 48-second lap here today? Nottage still leads the lightweights. Ollie Smith has made up a place. He's got ahead of Rob Jones. They're renewing the alias Smith and Jones battle from last season. Alex Jones not far behind as well. Nick Atkins still 2nd in the heavyweight category, 19th overall. As long as he keeps going and keeps going strong, the number 3 of Alex Jones, I think he's got the heavyweight category fairly well in his grasp already. We'll wait and see though. Anything can happen here at Buckmore Park. There's the number 7 kart, Richard Stiles, being lapped by this battle for the lead of the lightweight class. Up over the line they come. Karts to the inside there, the 24 of Harry Nottage. And the number 7 of Stiles lets him through. Chased by Lewis Apiagier in 7th overall, Adam Harrod 8th overall and 3rd in class, having a go there for 2nd in the lightweight category. Meantime up front, Bishop has extended his lead to 0.433 of a second. Fraser Brunton still 3rd overall, George Hannay 4th, and Jake Taplin still 5 seconds down on George Hannay, so he's not making the progress that he wanted here. The reigning superlight champion scored several overall wins last year. Hopefully we'll see some of the other superlight stars from last season, the likes of Peter Knight and Anthony Amato, make appearances as well as the season progresses. Will Taylor must have had a problem somewhere on that last lap. We see on the live timing he's dropped to 4th, so Taylor has lost a few seconds on that last lap. We're watching the battles a little further back, but Brunton's now 2nd, George Hannay 3rd, and Will Taylor is down to 4th. So a few problems there. We watch the number 30 kart there. That is Matthew Hawes. He's running in 12th position. Behind him is our heavyweight class leader, Alex Jones, in 13th overall with the white crash helmet there. He leads the heavyweights by a clear margin. He's some 15 seconds or so clear of Nick Atkins, who's down in 19th overall. There's number 26, Ollie Smith, the reigning heavyweights champion, running 10th overall, 19 of Rob Jones behind him. 27 of Liam Conway's in there as well. He competed in the Superlight category last season, finishing 6th in their points. He's a lightweight for this season. Quite a few changes taken place over the course of the close season. Of course, we see the Winter Pro Series here at Buckmore as well. This is round 1 of the summer season. It doesn't feel very summery here at Buckmore Park, but it is only the middle of March. 8 rounds encompassed by this Summer Pro Series, once a month as the year goes on. There's the number 11, that is Kelly Wilson being lapped. Hands going up in the air there, so maybe a problem somewhere on circuit here at the bottom of the course. Sometimes your leader is still Ethan Bishop, kart number 8. Number 3 of Alex Jones holding off Liam Conway there. They are in different classes, of course. That's allowed Matthew Hawes pull away a bit in the number 30. He was a heavyweight last season as well, finished 4th in the heavyweight points. We're coming up to 1/4 distance now in this first Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series race of the season. James Lee recovering well, number 25. He's got ahead of Liam Conway on the 27. There they go through hairpin 1. 33 behind them is Will Willard. James Lee, 25. We saw spin out at that point on the circuit earlier on after a bit of contact, but he's back into the rhythm now. So the order is Bishop with 18 laps completed, just under 2 seconds ahead of Fraser Brunton, so he's starting to pull out a lead now. George Hannay is 3rd, then Will Taylor and Jake Taplin. Harry Nottage still leads the lightweights, they go out of Garda 3 line astern, Nottage, Apiagier and Harrod. And behind them we've got 26 of Ollie Smith, 19 of Rob Jones is 10th overall, Sean Keywood number 31 11th, and Matthew Hawes 12th in number 30. 13th is number 3, Alex Jones leading the heavyweights. There is the number 30 of Matthew Hawes. There's the group behind him, 25, James Lee 13th now ahead of Liam Conway, so they've got past Alex Jones. He's lost a couple of places on that last lap. It won't affect his points, of course. He'll still be in prime position to get the 35 points for winning his category. Second in that class, still 15 seconds down or so, is Nick Atkins, number 4, 19th overall, ahead of Michael Jones on the 22. Somebody spun out there at Pullman's on the inside, couldn't see who it was. I'll pick that up on the timing as they come through next time if there was anybody running in the top 20 positions. It's Ethan Bishop definitely starting to eke out a slight lead now of around 2.5 seconds. That may have been Jake Taplin. Yes, he's tumbling down the timing screen. It was Jake Taplin who spun at Pullman's. Oh, disaster for the reigning Superlights champion. We'll see where he comes through this time around. He's 17th after that spin. Oh, terrible luck Jake Taplin is having today. The reigning Superlight champion. He had trouble in qualifying, only started 10th, had made it up into the top 5 and has now spun it all away and is in 17th position. What a disaster for Taplin, but that could make for a good race later on as he tries to make his way back up the order. We know how quick he is from last season. Ethan Bishop continues to set the pace, increasing his lead by a few tenths on each lap. George Hannay is still 3rd behind Fraser Brunton and Will Taylor 4th. We watch some of the fights further down the order. This is the battle for 13th. Liam Conway, Alex Jones and Will Willard on kart number 33. Chase their way into the hairpin section once again. There's the 19, that's Rob Jones. He's running in 9th place now. He's just got ahead of Sean Keywood. In behind them, the number 17 there. I think that's lap traffic. That's Liam Eaton. We saw him have a spin earlier on. There's Ollie Smith, 26 in the white and red. He's currently in 8th overall, and in fact he's closing up on this leading battle for the lightweight category, which could be about to get a bit explosive there. We'll try and catch them as they come through. Meantime, Ethan Bishop's just done the fastest lap of the race, 49.112. Here comes the leading group in the lightweights. Nottage ahead of Apiagier. And Adam Harrod may have lost out to Ollie Smith there. We'll pick that up as they go across the line. Harrod is still there in third in class. Ollie Smith, though, there is the 26. He is attacking him. They lap the number 14 of Alessandro Leo. He's had an off already in this race down at Paddock Bend. Ethan Bishop now really increasing his lead. Just done, as we said, the fastest lap of the race, 49.112 seconds. Rob Jones and Sean Keywood continuing their fight at the bottom end of the top 10. This is the fight for the lead in the lightweight category. Harry Nottage, 5th overall on the 24. Ollie Smith battling with Adam Harrod. He's got ahead of him there coming out of Paddock Bend, so he's up to 3rd in class. And 7th overall is impressive from Ollie Smith. He only started 18th on the grid. He's come through well into the top 10 now. He's up into what I think is 7th overall. Check that as they come through. Yes, he's up to 7th. The reigning heavyweight champion. Now in the lightweights, could he challenge the class leaders here? Nottage and Apiagier, they need to work together to hold him off here. Number 6 there being lapped is Lewis Mitchell by the number 19 of Rob Jones. He's 5th in class behind Adam Harrod in this battle of the lightweights. This is where the main focus on track is at the moment. The first 4 are well clear of this slot. They're 11 seconds up. Bishop, Brunton, Hannay and Taylor. Still a good fight going on for 2nd between Fraser Brunton and George Hannay. Well, the leading Will Taylor behind slightly now after he made a mistake a few laps ago and dropped from 2nd to 4th. 24 laps completed. Still the fight goes on as we reach around 1/3 distance in this race. Sean Keywood getting ahead of Rob Jones that time through as well. But this is the battle for the lead in the lightweights, and Harry Nottage, number 24, under real intense pressure now from Lewis Apiagier, Ollie Smith and from Adam Harrod. Smith right on the bumper there of Apiagier for 2nd place. Get off, says Lewis as they come out of the hairpins. There was a bit of Morse code on his bumper there, I think. Down towards Pullman's and Paddock. They come down the Symes sweep. 4 of them line astern. This terrific fight for the lead of the lightweights. Behind them, not far behind, is Sean Keywood, then Rob Jones, Matthew Hawes, James Lee and Liam Conway. That group of around 9 carts covered by 7 seconds. Last time through. Lead of the class heads up towards Conway for what will be the 26th time. Alex Jones still well ahead in the heavyweight category, and interestingly Jake Taplin has not yet made any progress up the order as side by side there between Ollie Smith and Lewis Apiagier. I think Smith has got through. Yes, he has. Good move up the inside at hairpin 1. 2nd in class now for Ollie Smith from 18th on the grid. In 1/3 of this race, he's already gained a dozen places up into 6th overall and 2nd in the lightweights. Now he's going for Harry Nottage, and if he gets past him, he will be leading the lightweights. What a transformation by Ollie Smith, quite literally from a heavyweight to a lightweight class driver. And look how well it's working for him. He's all over the back of Harry Nottage. He's having a look for the lead there of the lightweight class, and 5th overall. I think Ollie Smith is pretty much the fastest man on track at the moment, along with our race leader Ethan Bishop, who's nearly 4 seconds up on Fraser Brunton now. Rob Jones does his personal best lap as well, number 19. He's closing back up on Sean Keywood as Smith to the inside into hairpin 1. He takes the lead of the class. He's through. That's the 2nd time in as many laps he's pulled that move, but he hasn't made it stick this time because Harry Nottage is back through on the inside, and Apiagier is trying to get back ahead as well. This is terrific from the lightweight drivers at the moment. Through the S's and down to Symes sweep they come. What's going to happen into Paddock Bend this time? Harry Nottage holds the lead ahead of Ollie Smith. Lewis Apiagier 3rd in the class behind them. Up towards Garda they come. Harry Nottage trying to work hard on defending there, and he's just about done so. And then has Apiagier lost 3rd in class there? Yes, Adam Harrod's got ahead of him. The number 18 is ahead of the 21. Behind them Keywood, Jones, Matthew Hawes, James Lee and Liam Conway almost as quickly as that. Adam Harrod up to 7th overall and 3rd in class. Ethan Bishop starting to pull away meanwhile in the overall lead of this race now, as meanwhile Ollie Smith is going to try his move again. He's got that line absolutely nailed. Now he takes Harry Nottage wide. This time he's made it stick. Ollie Smith takes the lead of the lightweight category, and this time he will stay there. Now can Harry Nottage stay in 2nd place? He's got Adam Harrod glued to his tail now. They're coming up on a back marker. Hopefully that driver will see them and get out of their way. Who is that? The 28 cart of Neil Firth. Hopefully he won't impede Ollie Smith here. No, he moves to aside into Garda. Ollie Smith continues to lead the lightweight class. Now it's Nottage against Harrod for second place. Harry Nottage leaning forward over the steering wheel there. We're coming up towards half distance. This race has flown by. 31 up the inside there. Sean Keywood attacking Lewis Apiagier. So he'll have Kelly Wilson on the number 11. He's a few laps down now, just learning the ways of Buckmore Park. Ollie Smith continues to head the lightweights in 5th overall. Nottage still second in class. Then it's Harrod, Apiagier, Keywood, Jones, and then the next group. Time before super light class drivers holding station, or are they holding station as we look on the timing there? No, Will Taylor's retaken 3rd place from George Hannay. He's got ahead on that last lap, and he's ahead by quite a margin as well, so Hannay must have had a moment somewhere. He's still 4th though, because they're a long way clear of this lightweight scrap. They're coming up to lap number 16 now of Kevin Atkins, who's running towards the tail of the field. And indeed, the overall leaders have now started to lap the top 20 drivers. They've got past Michael Jones and Nick Atkins. Jake Taplin, meanwhile, has made up a place. But never mind that, because Harry Nottage is having a go for the lead of the lightweight category. He almost gets alongside Ollie Smith there through hairpin 2, but he's got to watch behind him as well, because one false move and Adam Harrod will be through into 2nd in the class. Number 16, Kevin Atkins, an obstacle for the leaders here. Now, Ollie Smith gets past him. The others haven't there at paddock just yet. And here comes Adam Harrod now at the inside into Garda. No, you don't, says Harry Nottage. Back marker sensibly moves aside, so this is allowing Ollie Smith to build his lead in the class very slightly. And the back marker trying to find somewhere to get out of the way of all these carts bearing down, and they're all over the place. Harrod goes over the grass there almost on the inside of the number 18. This is going to allow number 19 of Rob Jones to have a look up the inside. Goodness me, 3 wide through Conways and Henrys. That's never going to work. Harrod's come out ahead of that. Rob Jones senses a chance to get through. Oh, they're all over the place as they come through hairpin 1. Harrod wide over the curbs, but he set himself up for hairpin 2 by doing that. No, he hasn't, because Rob Jones pushes his way up the inside. This is magnificent racing in the midfield. Goodness gracious, that was almost more like stock car racing than kart racing, and Rob Jones, number 19, has come out ahead of it all. So has Sean Keywood. Meanwhile, there's a change towards the front of the pack. Will Taylor's now past Fraser Brunton up into 2nd, but he's 8 seconds down on Ethan Bishop, and I cannot keep up with this fight in the midfield in the lightweight category. There's Jones, number 19, Rob Jones that is, ahead now of Lewis Apiagier. Adam Harrod lost out at the hairpin section. He's dropped back into 10th place. So the order in the lightweights is now Ollie Smith, Harry Nottage, Sean Keywood's 3rd in class. He came through the middle of everybody in that schmozzle last time through. Then Rob Jones, Lewis Apiagier, Adam Harrod really lost out in all of that. And then James Lee, Matthew Hawes and Liam Conway. So as I draw breath, we're coming up towards half distance here at Buckmore Park in this incredible first Summer Pro Series round of 2020. They're still at it in the midfield here. 21 Lewis Apiagier trying to make up for lost ground, trying to close in on Rob Jones for 8th overall and 4th in class. Jake Taplin has only made up 1 place in the midfield. That shows how closely matched everybody is in this race. He's only 16th. He's got ahead of Ethan Wood in the number 20. Could we see Jake Taplin go a lap down here? It is conceivable as bash, a bit of confrontation there. That was number 7, Richard Stiles, nearly losing it. He went over the curbs, almost over the grass on the inside there, and he bounced off the side of Lewis. I think it was Lewis Apiagier that he almost bounced off there. That could have sent Lewis towards the tyres, but they managed to save it. Things start to calm down again. There is the 21 still going in 9th position ahead of Adam Harrod, coming up towards halfway now. Got a glimpse of Jake Taplin in there as well, fighting his way up the order. Still Alex Jones, number 3, clear in the heavyweight category. Number 18, Adam Harrod, fighting off James Lee. This is the fight for 10th place, a little way ahead of them. The 19 and the 21 have pulled away now. Rob Jones 8th, Lewis Apiagier is 9th. Ollie Smith continues to hold off Harry Nottage for the lead of the lightweight class. Bit of a change in the overall order further down the top 20 on that last lap, and indeed Jake Taplin has made up a few places. I thought he had. He's up to 13th now, ahead of Will Willard, Alex Jones and Ethan Wood. Liam Conway has had a moment somewhere on the last lap, the number 27 as well. Not only has he gone a lap down, he's dropped to 18th place. There is Ollie Smith in the red and white kart suit, leading his class. Ethan Bishop now has 34 laps in the book, he leads overall. There's the number 5 who's been lapped, that's Neil Strachan, third in the heavyweight points in 2019. The lead is now up to 7.2 seconds for Ethan Bishop over Will Taylor. Fraser Brunton still third, George Hannay in fourth there. Pretty much holding station now towards the front of the field. We'll pick them up later. As the lightweight battle continues to be the highlight of this race, although Ollie Smith has pulled away by a couple of seconds now from Harry Nottage. Sean Keywood still third in class. He was the big winner really in that frantic dash through the hairpins earlier on. He just seemed to get through the middle of everybody, and he's chasing Harry Nottage. We see them there go through paddock for what is the 36th time in this race. I reckon we'll get just about 70 laps in here if conditions stay dry. The rain is definitely threatening in the air here at Buckmore Park at the moment. Here is the number 19 going through, that is Rob Jones. Lewis Apiage behind him does his best lap of the race, 49.955. Jake Taplin has made up another place, it's up to 12th now, ahead of Matthew Hawes, number 30. Keep an eye on the weather conditions. You'll be able to see in the floodlights if rain does begin to come down, and that could change absolutely everything. It will be a shame if it does rain, because it has been a terrific first half of this race, particularly from the lightweight drivers. What a drive by Ollie Smith, first time in the lightweight category. Started 18th on the grid, he's up to 5th overall and leading the class. Meantime, we pick up the leaders. This is the fight for second place between Will Taylor and Fraser Brunton, slapping one of the back markers there. I think it was Johannes Janssen, number 32. Down into Syme Sweep here, that is the 32. It's now being threatened by the 27 of Liam Conway, recovering after that moment earlier on. Behind them, number 6, Lewis Mitchell, he's a couple of laps down. There is the second place fight between Taylor and Brunton. 0.3 of a second between those two at the line last time through. They're 6.5 seconds behind Ethan Bishop now, so Bishop's away and gone. The yellow out at the first corner at Conway, so there's been presumably a spinner there. Continue to charge their way around Buckmore Park. Oh, Lewis Mitchell getting caught up there with the second place sign, number 9, and Fraser Brunton's up the inside, he's through. Good bit of opportunism there by Fraser Brunton up into second, and the number 9 of Will Taylor frozen behind a wall of back markers there as they came into the S's. He will be frustrated with that. He was lucky not to spin out there. Contact with the number 6 of Lewis Mitchell there has allowed Will Taylor, Fraser Brunton I should say, to get through into second place, and he's fairly rocketing away now into that second, with number 9 still struggling to shake off the back markers. For 13 laps, kart number 2 of Steve Brown towards the back of the field. Was only 28th in the heavyweight points last year, hoping for a better season this year. Heavyweight still being led by Alex Jones in 15th place overall. I believe he has now been lapped by the overall leader Ethan Bishop. There is Will Taylor, but he won't be too happy with the back markers here after that move between the two hairpins. It was lucky it didn't end in disaster and he didn't end up spinning out there. That's allowed Fraser Brunton up into second place. He continues to pick off back markers. Certainly lucky 13 for Fraser Brunton. Let's see how he did it. Here's a replay into hairpin 1. Taylor up the inside and then just clips Lewis Mitchell there. Mitchell tries to turn it back. They bounce off each other. Will Taylor's forced to lift off, and Fraser Brunton sees the gap. Through he goes on the inside of both of them and up into second place. A bit of opportunism there from the number 13 of Fraser Brunton. But he's nearly 8 seconds down now on leader Ethan Bishop as the 27 runs wide. That's Liam Conway, trying to keep out of the way of the leaders, I think. There is the number 3, that's our heavyweight category leader, Alex Jones. Started 15th on the grid overall, and he's running in 15th overall. Got a glimpse of George Hannay in there as well, number 10. He's about a second and a half behind Will Taylor in 4th overall. Change in the lightweight battle for 4th in class. Adam Harrod's got ahead of Rob Jones, so he's recovering after a bit of a moment earlier on. There's a move from the 34 kart, that's Ryan Horton. 12th in the lightweight points last year. He only started on the 10th row of the grid for this race in the white suit there. He's trying to make his way up the order, but outside the top 20 at the moment. keeping an eye on the weather here. Don't think it's taking a turn for the worse just yet. It does feel like it's going to. Won't stop the racing here at Buckmore Park. Takes more than a bit of rain to stop these karters. 40 laps in the book now for race leader Ethan Bishop. There's the number 3, Alex Jones. Ahead of George Hannay, who's coming up to lap him. A steady 4th place, the pole sitter for this race. He briefly led early on before losing out to Will Taylor and Ethan Bishop. Where is Jake Taplin? He's up to 11th overall, so slowly but surely making progress back up the order after spinning earlier on. A rare mistake from the reigning Superlight champion. Meantime, here's Liam Conway up the inside of Johannes Janse on the 32 kart. Takes the place. That was 4th position for 16th position there into hairpin 1. They're just behind Alex Jones in 5th. So plenty of lappery going on for the quicker runners at the moment. There's the 2nd place fight, and has Will Taylor retaken 2nd there? Yes, he has. He's back ahead of Fraser Brunton, I think we caught a glimpse of there. Confirm that in a second. It looks as though Taylor, yes, he has taken 2nd place back again. There they are, line astern as they come out of centre up towards Cafe Corner and the start-finish line. So Will Taylor recovering from that little contretemps with the back marker out of hairpin 1, and he's back into 2nd place. But they're certainly not catching Ethan Bishop. 8.5 seconds lead he is now enjoying. There is Jake Taplin on kart number 12. The kart missing its rear number plate there. He's ahead of number 19 of Rob Jones now, so it looks like he's made up a couple more places. Jake Taplin. He's ahead of Jones, he's ahead of James Lee, so he's got ahead of them in the first half of this lap, and that means he'll be up into 9th place overall. Can we see Jake Taplin get back into contention for a podium? 24 minutes of this race still to go. He's going to have to go like a dingbat to try and recoup more ground here. 25 of James Lee. He's already spun once, so he's going well in 11th place. Battling with the 19 of Rob Jones, who's certainly been entertaining so far in this race. Jake Taplin's next target, number 18 of Adam Harrod, who's got back into 4th place in category now. In the lightweights, Luis Apiagier is ahead of him. Inside goes Taplin into paddock bend. He forces Harrod wide over the curbs. Is Harrod going to hang on in front of him though? Yes, he is. Meantime, James Lee on the inside of Rob Jones. Rob Jones up the inside of everybody. He threw it up the inside on the curb there. And he's got ahead of James Lee. Well, number 19, Rob Jones, is rather a kamikaze driver in this race. Jake Taplin goes over the curb there on the inside. Taplin continuing to make progress. Another man making progress is Will Willard, number 33. He's up to 12th now. Just got ahead of Matthew Hawes. There is the 33. Hawes behind him. They're lapping number 5 of Neil Strachan, running just outside the top 20. Everybody up to Alex Jones in 15th place has now been lapped. Adam Harrod staying ahead of Jake Taplin. Jones, in fact, Alex Jones has lost a place that time through to Liam Conway, recovering after a moment earlier on. Still Ethan Bishop leading the lead up to 9 seconds now. From Will Taylor, Fraser Brunton, George Hannay, then our lightweight class leader Ollie Smith, who's 3.4 seconds clear of Sean Keywood now. Keywood's got ahead of Luis Apiagier. There's a move from Jake Taplin, trying again to get past Adam Harrod. Can he do it down into hairpin 1? This is where all the overtaking has taken place today. Yes, he's done it. And Rob Jones, number 19, ever the entertainer, thinks I'll have some of this as well. But he's on the outside for hairpin 2, the left-hander. And Harrod holds the place. Behind them is the 25 of James Lee. Coming up to 2/3 distance in this Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series Round 1. Ethan Bishop continues to set the pace, looking for his first win in this series. We didn't see him in the Summer Pro Series in 2019. He's 9.3 seconds up on Will Taylor now. He's pulling away at a fair old rate of knots, and it's wet, it's raining. The rain's starting to come down with 2/3 of this race gone. And now the rain is starting to come down. It's caught somebody out already. That is the number 17, I think, of Liam Eaton that spun at hairpin 1. Yep, the heavens have opened. It is pouring down here at Buckmore Park. and this is going to change things. Let's hope it doesn't change too much for our leaders. Well, it changed something already in the lead battle, because Fraser Brunton has just taken second place back again from Will Taylor. Now we're going to see a complete sea change, as it were. The drivers are going to have to start to be much more careful. You can already see the track starting to gleam under the floodlights. Jake Taplin running almost straight on there at Paddock Bend. But yep, the heavens have started to open here in Kent. The drivers are going to have to take it very carefully from here on in. Even Rob Jones calming down slightly there as well. Jake Taplin nearly loses it. He goes over the curbs there. What a terrible day he's had up to now. He's back up to 8th place. He's gained from 17th, and look at the rain coming down from the view of Cafe Corner there. It is hammering down out there. Well, the lap speeds are going to absolutely fall off a cliff here. It's one of the drivers are going to be able to see where they're going if this keeps up. There's James Lee, number 25, bouncing off the 5 of Neil Strachan. They run out wide, as does the number 30 of Matthew Hawes, and James Lee spins. That's his second spin at hairpin 1 in this race. Oh dear, it's all coming apart here at Buckmore Park. Ethan Bishop continues to lead the way. Fraser Brunton second. Where's he going? That's number 9. That's Will Taylor, the third place man. Has gone straight on. That was like Ayrton Senna at Suzuka in 1989, cutting a section of the lap out. Now, I think he's waiting. He's waiting for Fraser Brunton, who he was battling with, and he's going to rejoin where he went off in the race order. There he goes. Yeah, that's sensible by Will Taylor. He rejoins in third place, having waited for the pack to come through. We saw the number 6 have trouble there as well, Will Mitchell. Oh, this is chaos. We said the rain would change everything. There's the second place fight. Well, Will Taylor, he may have completely cut out a section of the lap there, going straight on at hairpin 1, but luckily he didn't hit anything and has been able to rejoin where he left off in the race order. There goes Jake Taplin. I thought he was going to go straight on for a moment there as well. There's no grip out there whatsoever now. So Ethan Bishop continues to lead, and he's 12.5 seconds clear of Fraser Brunton now. James Lee, we've seen him have a couple of spins already in the 25. He's still 12th though. On the back of the number 20 there, Ethan Wood. 13 of Fraser Brunton runs wide there, and he takes somebody out with him. That was the 17 of Liam Eaton. He's had a couple of spins already as well. But Ethan Bishop just needs to keep his head here over the last quarter or so of this race, as the conditions change totally. There is Will Taylor, number 9. Around the outside of a few back markers there, trying to catch up to the back of Fraser Brunton after going off earlier on while chasing it. You see him sideways there on that little flick going towards Garda. Hanging on in third place. There's the number 12, Jake Taplin. He's in 7th position now, but still struggling, and somebody else going for a spin. That's the number 14, that's Alessandro Leo. We've seen him have an off earlier in this race down at Paddock Corner as well. Gathers it up though, nice 360. James Lee on the 25, being caught by Fraser Brunton. He's coming up to lap him. The lead gap has come down a little there, somebody else going off on the outside of the hairpin there. Well, it's where all the passing's been today. I think it's where there's the least grip now as the rain continues to drive down. Visibility is going to be a problem. Somebody else going off in the background I caught a glimpse of there as well at hairpin 2. Well, there is the race leader. We haven't seen him for a while, and somebody's spinning in front of him there. One of the back markers goes around, and Ethan Bishop lucky not to clip that tyre stack on the outside there on the run towards Garda as he avoided him, but he's kept it going. He's still in the lead by almost 11 seconds over Fraser Brunton. Somebody else off. Oh, it's James Lee again. That's his third off in exactly the same place as the other two. The exit of hairpin 1, and he's made a real job of it this time. He's in the barrier there. Now, is somebody going to help him? Yes, the official is there. Poor old James Lee fought his way back up to around 13th place, and he's spun it all away. There goes our leader. Number 8, Ethan Bishop in the clear. Oh, the gap has come down a bit. Fraser Brunton going well. There is our lightweight class leader. That's Ollie Smith. Now, what's his gap? Oh, it's much bigger than it was. In fact, he's 10 seconds ahead of Luis Apiagie now. Something's happened to Sean Keywood. He was fighting for second in that category. He's down in 11th now. I missed that. So Sean Keywood's had a spin somewhere, I think. Number 31. James Lee falling down the timing screen after his off. There's the overall leader. He's coming up to lap. That's Adam Harrah, number 18, next. So He's lapped Rob Jones, number 19. Well, everything being thrown into chaos here by this heavy rain shower. But Ethan Bishop continuing to push on. 50 laps in the book. I would estimate, yes, 16 minutes to go. I'd say I would estimate there's about a quarter of this race to go. Bishop with 51 laps complete. Fraser Brunton is in second place, then Will Taylor despite his off. George Hannay's fourth. Then we've got Ollie Smith leading the lightweights in fifth overall. Luis Apiagier behind him, then Jake Taplin in seventh. He's still on the lead lap. Great recovery, having fallen as low as 17th earlier on. Adam Harrod is 8th and about to be lapped. Then Rob Jones 9th, Matthew Hawes rounding out the top 10. Alex Jones still leads the heavyweight category in 15th overall. I think Will Willard's had a moment somewhere as well, the number 33 after his good progress. He's lost a few spots down to 15th on that lap. Second of the heavyweights, Neil Strachan now, number 5 in 20th overall. He's now 2 laps behind. I think third of the heavyweights may well still be Nick Atkins, number 4. The rain is getting heavier. Drivers pressing on them. Adam Harrod over the curb there at Cafe Corner. Leader over the curb there on the inside as Harrod follows his line, slides across the grid. There's number 21, Luis Apiagier, still second in the lightweight points. Jake Taplin again nearly goes straight on into hairpin 1. Looking to take the Will Taylor line there and cut out a section of the lap, not to be condoned of course. This continues to hammer down. They really are struggling in these conditions. Well, Ethan Bishop certainly isn't. His lead's increased up to nearly 13 seconds now, so whether Fraser Brunton's had a moment somewhere out of our sight, I'm not sure. But Ethan Bishop is increasing his lead. We're calling him the Rain Master if he holds on in front by that margin and wins this. If anything, he's got better as the conditions have got worse. One driver who does appear to have disappeared is Harry Nottage, number 24. So he's had a problem somewhere. He was in the battle earlier on, fighting for the lead of the lightweight category until just before half distance. He's disappeared out of the top 20. So he's clearly had a problem somewhere. We watch number 20 there, Ethan Wood. He's going well, up into 12th place now. Actually, my team, yes, he's 11th now. He's got ahead of Sean Keywood, number 31. So Ethan Wood coming on stronger in the wet conditions. Yellow out at the start line, that's a problem for the number 14. We see there Alessandro Leo again. He's not having a great evening. Here's our second place man, Fraser Brunton, in the middle of a swathe of back markers into hairpin 1. Gets through on the inside past most of them there. There's Will Taylor third on the number 9. How far behind him is George Hannay, number 10, about 5 seconds. So the lead gap is 13 seconds now. Bishop ahead of Brunton. Brunton caught in the middle of all these back markers, and when he gets caught up there, that's Brunton, goes around, does a full 360, and he's carried on. What a recovery by the number 13 of Fraser Brunton. I think he bounced off 25 James Lee there. He's had so many incidents in this race, and somehow a perfect 360 by Fraser Brunton. He keeps going without losing position. I was just about to work out what the gap was between second and third. It's just over 6 seconds on the timing screen. It'll be less than that now, but they haven't swapped places. Meantime, here's Jake Taplin, number 12, in 7th place, lapping the number 1 of Brian Atkins. 7th in the heavyweight points, Brian, last season. Slip and slide their way round. Matthew Hawes up to 9th now ahead of Rob Jones. Change on that last lap. Now the gap between second and third is down to just under 3 seconds now. So Fraser Brunton with that spin only lost about 3 seconds to Will Taylor. And talking of spinning, there's somebody else going off backwards into the barrier. That was the number 20 of Ethan Wood. He's not happy there. What was that all about, he says. Waves his arm in disgust. Bit of a push and shove there into the hairpin. He'll have lost a few places. He was 11th. Try and work out where Ethan Wood has rejoined in a few moments' time. You can see the track absolutely awash now in just these last few minutes. Well, it wouldn't be a British motor race of any kind without a bit of rain at some point. But as we said, it takes more than rain to stop the racing here at Buckmore Park. Although I think the drivers wouldn't be too pleased at the moment if you called this a round of the Summer Pro Series. Ethan Bishop, only a few laps to go now. the number 8 Kart. He's running away with this, nearly 18 seconds clear of Fraser Brunton after Brunton had that spin. But Brunton's back on the pace. There he is, just running a bit wide out of Henry's Bend there. He's 4 seconds up on Will Taylor. There is Taylor behind one of the back markers. And Ethan Wood, I think, despite that moment we saw earlier on through hairpin 1, has only lost 1 place to Sean Keywood. There's the number 30. It's Matthew Hawes. He's currently in 9th place overall. The order is Bishop, Brunton, Taylor, George Hannay on his own in 4th place. He's 20 seconds ahead of Ollie Smith, who's still leading the lightweight category by over 10 seconds now from Lewis Apiagie. Jake Taplin 7th on his recovery drive. Adam Harrod is 8th and now 3rd in the lightweights, ahead of Matthew Hawes and Rob Jones, who are watching at the moment, being lapped by Will Taylor. Just a few minutes to go now for race leader Ethan Bishop. He's looking good for his first ever Summer Pro Series victory, as over the curves there goes the number 30 of Hawes. 10 minutes on the clock as he crosses the line. So there's less than 10 laps to go now, I would think, because the lap speeds have dropped so much in these conditions. Alex Jones out to 14th. Looks like he's going to win the heavyweights category, where he came so agonisingly close to the title last year, as we mentioned. Looks like the lightweights are going to be won by Ollie Smith, his first ever race in the lightweight category, the reigning heavyweight champion. The reigning lightweight champion is Paul Gasson. He's absent for this round. Hopefully we'll see him out later in the season. There is Will Taylor, number 9, over the curbs, trying to get the line right through Paddock Bend. Meantime, Jake Taplin's made up a place on that lap. He's got ahead of Lewis Apiagie up into 6th overall. Into the closing stages. Such a shame the rain couldn't have held off for another 15 or 20 minutes to let this race complete. Bishop's lead over Brunton up to 17.5 seconds. He certainly is the rain master here at Buckmore Park. He seems to have got quicker as the rain has intensified. Hands in the air there, acknowledging a yellow flag, I would think. Somebody's had a spin somewhere. Running wide there, Rob Jones out of hairpin 1 over the curbs. He's got George Hannay trying to lap him, the number 10 there with the yellow and black crash helmet. He's got the 34 behind him. That's Ryan Horton, currently running 18th overall, now 2 laps down. Well down in his category as well, the lightweights. The lightweight division, the numerically dominant here. There's 19 lightweight drivers, 7 each in the other categories. Ethan Bishop heading for victory. Fraser Brunton still 2nd. He's 8 seconds clear of Will Taylor. And we've got our man George Hannay watching at the moment. He's only 3 seconds down on Taylor, but struggling with the back markers. Ollie Smith pretty much on his own in 5th now and heading for the win in the lightweights. Still a few laps to go though, so things could change. Just under 8 minutes left. George Hannay, pole sitter for this race. He was very pleased with that. On paper, before this race, many thought it was going to be a duel between Jake Taplin and Fraser Brunton, the winners from last season, the only 2 overall winners from 2019 to appear on this grid for the first round. But how wrong we were. Brunton's there in 2nd place, with Jake Taplin having all manner of problems, and nearly a problem there for George Hannay, nearly tripping over some back markers at hairpin 2. He had to go onto the curbs there, nearly onto the grass. If you get a wheel onto wet grass in conditions like this, you are most likely to be spinning around. Speaking of spinning around, we nearly lost the 14 there, Alessandro Leo. He's had a few spins in this race. And 34, Ryan Horton. He doesn't need to race George Hannay because he's a couple of laps down on him, but he's enjoying himself. Meantime, here could be a move for position. Rob Jones attacking Matthew Hawes. Somebody running wide there. That's James Lee again on the 25. He's had an eventful race. There goes our leader in the lightweights, Ollie Smith, and here is our leader of the heavyweights category, Alex Jones. He and Smith were rivals last season. Different classes this year, but Alex Jones is heading for heavyweight category victories, 14th overall. There's a battle between the 20 and the 34. 20 Ethan Wood, 34 Ryan Horton. I think they're on different laps though. There is Alex Jones lapping the number 1 of Brian Atkins. Brian, a mainstay of the heavyweight category last season, finished 7th in the points. Didn't manage to take a round win though. Rain continues to dance in the puddles here at Buckmore Park, which the track is saturated. Ethan Bishop has hit the 60 lap mark, almost at the end of the race now. So a few more laps to do, just a few more minutes. Ethan Bishop will take his first Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series victory. By a handsome margin of over 17 seconds as well, he leads Fraser Brunton. Somebody going off there at the back, that's James Lee again. Well, he will at least probably qualify for an entertainer award in this race. He's had at least 3 or 4 spins. Chased by number 3 of Alex Jones, so Alex needs to be careful here that he doesn't trip over anyone who might spin in front of him. There's George Hannay, he's lapped the number 2 Kart of Stephen Brown. Coming towards the back of the pack. Just a few minutes on the clock now. Well, it looks as though Alex Jones has got the heavyweight category wrapped up. Likewise Ollie Smith in the lightweights, and I would say likewise Ethan Bishop as well. I don't think there's going to be any major changes as the number 14 Alessandro, oh, that was close for the heavyweight category leader. Just as I said that, I nearly put the curse of the commentator on Alex Jones there, because Alessandro Leo spun in front of him and Jones had to go wide. He was lucky not to hit the barrier there on the outside of hairpin 1, but he's got it going again. He's held his category lead. He's well clear of Neil Strachan. In fact, they're not even on the same lap at the moment, because Strachan has gone 2 laps down. Here is our lightweight category leader there in the red and white suit. We caught a glimpse of Ollie Smith. There he goes through Garda, leading that category. Nobody else on the lead lap in the lightweight class. In fact, there's only 5 karts on the lead lap now. Bishop, Brunton, Taylor, Hannay and this man, Ollie Smith. What a debut in the lightweight category. 4.5 minutes to go. He's way up on Luis Apiague, second in the category. Adam Harrod in third. Through hairpin 1 he comes, having slimmed down from a heavyweight to a lightweight over the winter. He only started 18th on the grid and well down in the category for this one, but he blitzed through the field in the first half of the race. There's Alex Jones, heading for the heavyweight victory. They're all well behind our overall leader. There he is, number 8 of Ethan Bishop, and he's even lapped Jake Taplin. Taplin behind him there. Very frustrating day for Jake Taplin. He had trouble in qualifying as the 27 kart there, Liam Conway, nearly loses it down the sweep. It's Jake Taplin a lap down then. He won't be too happy with that. Trouble in qualifying, fought his way up the order, then had a spin coming through the sweep and into Pullman's. Has had to fight his way back from 17th up into 6th place. A noble effort, a good recovery drive. But he's not going to make the top 5 here, unfortunately, although he is having a go at our race leader. He's not letting Ethan Bishop get away. He still wants to make a bit of a race of it to show Ethan Bishop what he can do. There's a spin for the number 2 kart of Steve Brown on the outside of hairpin 1. Gets it going again. There's not long to go now for Ethan Bishop on kart number 8. Took the lead just a few laps in after that frantic early dice and has controlled the pace ever since then. Over 17 seconds up on second place Fraser Brunton. He just needs to take it easy now for the last lap or 2. And he has got this race in the bag. Great drive by the Rainmaster, Ethan Bishop. Seems to have gone faster as the rain has come down. Nobody else has. Set the fastest lap of the race back around 1/3 distance with a 49.112. Been well in command of this race. It's up towards Paddock Bend. He's got to be careful of the back markers, especially as that's the rather wayward James Lee in 25 who goes off again on the outside of Garda. Poor old James Lee. Coming towards the end of this first round of the Summer Pro Series for 2020. Ollie Smith heading for the win in the lightweights. There's just under 2 minutes of the race to go, so I'd say a couple more laps. And Jake Taplin is not giving the race leader any peace here. He wants to get back on the lead lap. Alex Jones just ahead of the leaders here. Bishop runs a little wide through hairpin 1. Jake Taplin trying to get up alongside him. He's trying to make a race of this. He doesn't need to. He's a lap down. He's having a go at Ethan Bishop here. Tries to get alongside him. What are you doing, says Ethan Bishop. Bishop's trying to concentrate on winning this race. He does not need a back marker trying to race him and he takes him wide there over the curb. That could have been nasty because those painted curbs don't have a lot of grip here at Buckmore Park. Ethan Bishop survives that. There's a spinner. I think that was the number 7 of Richard Stiles there on the exit to Garda. The yellow is out there, so the leaders will see it and be able to avoid him. As the clock almost counting down to 0 now. There's the 26 of Ollie Smith. He'll be very pleased indeed. He's going to win the lightweight category. He's not all that far behind George Hannay, only just over 9 seconds down on the number 10. Here are the leaders, and Jake Taplin is still not finished yet. They're on the last lap now, side by side as they come up towards the hairpin. Taplin trying to unlap himself. They come up on the number 2 of Steve Brown. On the leader sideways on the outside. He nearly loses it. Goodness me, Ethan Bishop very nearly spun there at hairpin 1. He tried to go round the outside of Steve Brown. Well, that means Taplin's at least got ahead of him, so he hasn't got to worry about him. But that was a scary moment for the number 8 of Ethan Bishop. Steve Brown was in his way there coming into hairpin 1. I think he saw Taplin but didn't see Bishop was there on the outside, and Bishop was very sideways. I thought he was going to spin coming into the hairpins there, but he survived it, and he's going to survive for the win. Scary moment there for Ethan Bishop, but he survives, and he's heading for his first Buckmore Park Pro Series, Summer Pro Series victory. Round Garda they come. What will be the final time up towards the left-hander at Senna. It's only the climb up through Cafe Corner. Here he comes, number 8, Ethan Bishop. A dominant display here at Buckmore Park in the rain. There's the checkered flag. Ethan Bishop takes the win here at Buckmore Park by a very clear margin indeed in round 1 of the Summer Pro Series. Over 17 seconds clear of Fraser Brunton in second place. Will Taylor will take third, and number 10 of George Hannay in fourth position. A few seconds behind him, rounding out the top 5, will be Ollie Smith to win the lightweight category, and the heavyweights will go, subject to confirmation, to Alex Jones on kart number 3. Well, fair play to everybody. That was a very difficult race indeed, with the rain arriving at 2/3 distance. The drivers have really made a brilliant race of it. It's such a shame it did rain because it was such a great race early on. Ryan Horton, 34 there, spinning at the very end of the race there. So that was excellent stuff. The win going to Ethan Bishop by nearly 18 seconds in the end over Fraser Brunton, then Taylor and Hannay, with Ollie Smith, the lightweight class winner, in 5th place overall. Lewis Apiagier and Adam Harrod, his runners-up. The heavyweight class going to Alex Jones in 15th place overall. Harry Nottage, who showed well in the early stages, ending up 1 place ahead of him. But everybody has put on a great show here today, to say the least. Neil Strachan second in the heavyweights, Nick Atkins in 23rd overall, taking third in the heavyweight category. Bertie Kart making it home in that one. Bad luck to Kev Atkins, Neil Firth and Liam Eaton, who were the 3 non-finishers. But everybody has put in a great effort here today. Well done to all the drivers here at Buckmore Park in this round 1 of the Summer Pro Series, and congratulations to the winners, Alex Jones, Ollie Smith, and overall winner Ethan Bishop.